you think that there is a correlation between one's age, background, or any other environmental factors and resilience?
Yeah, so, with everything that I mentioned, yes, there is a bit of correlation.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way some people are protected, or you have protective factors from developing emotional illness. It's the same way some people have protective factors, or they have already been endowed with a lot of resilience building by virtue of genes, by virtue of their early childhood interactions. And some people, unfortunately, didn't have all that because of all that they have gone through. So yes, there is a correlation between, and that's why I was speaking to, to parents. We must build it in our kids. We must let them know that you cannot shield them from problems. The goal of resilience is not to say that I'm shielding my children from problems, or I want to make their lives so perfect so that they do not. It's not true. You're only just telling them that, see, the life that we're in, it's not easy. It's not easy. This isn't Al-Jannah. This is not paradise. Everything is not set for you here. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, this question is quite dear to me. I don't know why, but I'm interested in your take on it. So, are there times where resilience isn't necessarily the best option? Like, do I always have to be resilient?
You always have to be resilient. You always have to be resilient, in the sense that resilience simply means not giving up. So how do you go through life?
Why can't I give up when I feel that something is just not what is giving up always bad? I know this is quite profound.
Yeah, it is. Go ahead, and I like the direction.
When I asked myself this question, I was a bit confused as well, but I thought, let me just throw it. Why can't I give up? Why?
So it is not in giving up. It is not. You are so let's not mix things.
Okay.
Giving up and trying to fix, or to always fix things.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a difference.
Okay.
And that is also part of self-care. Knowing when to stop and to say, at this point, I don't. So I'm just going to maybe self-soothe.
Okay.
I'm just going to wait and see how things pan out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not in giving up, because giving up is like saying, oh, I'm done. Yeah. I'm not going to. I mean, we can't, let's be real, in a world that is constantly moving.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can stop and pause to reevaluate.
True.
But I can't say you're not allowed to give up. But the truth is, once you give up, you also need to come back. Because once you give up, it's a very profound word, and I'm happy we're talking about it. Yeah. Because in this life, whether you like it or not, you're still the person who is going to drive yourself in whatever direction that you're going to drive yourself to. No one is going to do it for you. Not your parents, not your siblings, not your spouses. Mm-hmm. The moment you're born into this world, your mother was just the vessel. Yeah. And that umbilical cord was Allah's way of sustaining you until you enter into this world. The moment that umbilical cord is cut, your source goes back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your parents were the vessels to bring you here. Your ultimate connection should return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why, as you start teaching your children about Islam early on, so that they can know where the source is, it's no longer you. Yeah. You were gifts. They're gifts rather that came through you, but they belong to Allah. After all, some people lose their mom, their kids, their mothers in childbirth. Yeah. And then who takes over their sustenance? It's Allah.
Sure, yeah.
So you must understand that it is okay to struggle. It is okay to get to that point where you feel like, I don't know how else to proceed. And in that moment, you are allowed to pause.
Pause, yeah, okay.
And then hopefully someday, somehow, things would come back and begin to make sense again. Yeah. And the thing with our problems is, it doesn't always go away. Mm-hmm. But somehow we learn to adjust. Yeah. What seemed like a calamity, what seemed so looming, mm-hmm. you adjust and you adapt to it. Sometimes that's how problems disappear. Not necessarily because they disappear, or they're totally taken away, or they're totally solved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
So it is not in giving up. Yeah. But you're allowed to stop, to self-soothe. What do I need at this time? Yeah. Because it seems like I cannot fix this problem. What do I need? What you might need at that time might just be getting on the mat. Yeah. Istighfar. Yeah. Sometimes it might just be sitting on the mat, mm-hmm. and just communicating with your mind. It might not be in reciting any big surah. It might just be in you talking to Allah from deep within, You see what is going on. At this point, I do not know how else to proceed. That is in person. That is in self-soothing, because yes, connecting with Allah, with your source, is a way to self-soothe. That's a way to recharge.
Yeah.
And sometimes you would rise up from that mat, still not knowing how to proceed, but that's fine. But always remember, definitely, after this turbulence, there is an assurance of ease.
Thank you so much. And I think what I really like is the fact that you drew a distinction between giving up and pausing and evaluating. Because like you said, this life is so fast paced that sometimes, I think where the question came from is the fact that sometimes you're doing something and it's not working out, but because of pressures around you, you feel, you know, if I don't do this thing, almost like you're a failure.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to give up, but then the effect on your mental health is so horrible. But I love what you said. Just pause and evaluate and come back to it. Thank you so much. Thank you for that.